Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and it's time to continue our playthrough of Final Fantasy IX. Let's talk to Stiltzkin. He's willing to sell us a magic tag, a tent, and an ether for 666 gil. That's not ominous at all. Well, ominous or not, I'll take the deal. And let's head down this way for a moment. What we get is this weird thing. Let's put the redstone. And we get nothing. Well, the fact they let us do that means there's got to be some kind of significance to it, so maybe there are other stones we have to gather. In the meantime, we come up here. What's that? You know, it's not so impressive these days, but for the time period when it was made, that cutscene transition is really cool. And I'm actually just noticing this now, but that tree looks like it has an eye in it. Like if you look at the canopy, it looks like it's in the shape of an eye. I actually never noticed that before. Is that the sanctuary? Well, whatever it's called, we're gonna be going there. But not yet. What the... And, yep, we have a boss fight that just kinda comes out of nowhere. With a giant green asshole. This is the Hilgigars, which I'm fairly certain that was supposed to be translated as Hilgigus. I'm guessing the translator was just drunk or something. Remember, kids, don't drink and translate. You'll end up giving something a ridiculous name. This guy's actually somewhat infamous because there's one piece of equipment that's actually quite useful that you can steal from him, but in order to do it, you have to have stolen everything else that you can steal from it. And even then, it has a 1 in 256 chance, I believe, of actually being stolen. So it's kind of frustrating to try to get. Alright, and I'm going to have Ico quick heal everyone. You may also wonder why I've been casting the float spell on me. Well, this guy knows Earthquake. Earthquake causes Earth Elemental damage. Being under the float status effect makes you completely immune to Earth Elemental damage. Not really surprising because you're hovering above the ground. So you want to keep people under the float status effect as much as you can. It's mainly important to keep Vivi floated, but the float status effect ended at just the wrong moment, so he's going to get hit by that ability anyway. Well, let's quick heal everyone. And try casting that again. Yeah, the problem is the effect doesn't last for long at all, so it's actually pretty difficult to keep it active. It's kind of debatable whether or not it's even worth it to do it. Of course, having 2 white mages makes it a bit easier. Also, as far as I know, Hilgigars does not have an elemental, so instead I'm just casting Bio, since it deals non-elemental damage and it does more raw damage than any of Vivi's other spells do. No, there's not much reason to worry about keeping Zidane floated, because he's actually rather durable, but keeping the more fragile members of the party floated is probably good. Though as far as I know, there's, like I said, float status effect doesn't last very long, and as far as I know, there is no way to predict when he's going to use Earthquake. And he also has Knockdown, which really looks and sounds like it should end the float status effect, but I've never seen him actually use it on a character who was floating at the time, so I can't really tell whether or not it does. And let's break out Ramen. Okay, this is rather strange. I hadn't really thought about the implications of this. This is actually not my first take, and so I've done this boss fight twice, just today. I have never seen this guy use knockdown on someone who is floating. Is it possible that he just can't, or have I just gotten really lucky? Either way, it's rather weird. And he knows Cure Ga, which we don't even have yet. Fortunately for us, his magic stat is quite low, so it doesn't actually restore that much HP compared to how much HP that ability can restore. I wish I was going to use an Aetherite dagger right now. And in case you're wondering if this guy is going, if this is like the introduction of an enemy that's going to have some significance later, it's not. This guy just kind of comes from nowhere and then goes nowhere. This isn't, it feels like they just decided that it had been too long since we'd had a boss fight, because this is actually our first boss fight in the Outer Continent, but this doesn't really make sense for there to even be a boss fight here. This isn't even the end of this area. We're about halfway through this area, and there's just randomly a boss. So I really honestly wonder why this guy is even here. I mean, he's not that tough. He also, other than apparently being able to steal one cool piece of equipment from him, which I've actually never gotten, well, never stolen. There's not even really much, he doesn't even really give you anything particularly cool. He's just kind of there. And I'm going to use an Ether on Vivi again. We go through a lot of MP this fight. Fortunately, the Chocobo Hot and Cold game has kept us well supplied with ethers. And I've never really thought about this before, but I just kind of have to say it because I'm just finally, for the first time, really properly looking at this guy, and I just have to say, Hilgagars, what the hell are you wearing? Are you on your way home from like a Gigas fetish club? Who dresses like that? Like, you have a shirt made out of belts. What are you wearing and why? Actually, no, strike that. I don't want to know. Ever. But the fashion-impaired giant is down. And we got some ability points, mastered a few abilities. And some money. That big monster just shows up from time to time. Also, yeah, I know my Aiko voice is terrible. I can't do a little girl voice to save my life, so this is what you get. I usually just run away. But you're a pretty good fighter, Aiko. Thanks. Hey, how come you can summon Eidolons, Aiko? I thought you could too, Dagger. Well, not usually. Hey, have you always been able to do that? Of course. My grandpa and everyone else did it all the time. What do you mean? Hey, that's not the way to my house. That's the way to the Ifa tree. This way to my place. I was only looking at the mountains. The Ifa tree? I thought it was called Sanctuary. Huh? Oh, that's what the dwarves call it. Everyone else calls it the Ifa tree. The Ifa tree. Let's go. And I'm going to change up everybody's equipment a little bit. Zidane's still working on Lucky 7, but the Exploda teaches Lucky 7, as well as Sacrifice, which, like I said, I want to learn for completeness purposes. Okay, Zidane has mastered every ability that's taught by any hat, so I'm switching over to the bandana to increase his speed. Same thing for armlets, so he gets the bone wrist. Still learning stone killing, though. And I'm gonna give him the fairy earrings because body temp will actually be pretty useful soon. Alright. And Vivi's actually the other person whose equipment I wanted to change. Let's see. Except there's really not any good changes I can make. Well, I suppose if there's no abilities for him, then I'll just quick. Nope, he has the best armlet he could have. But the magician robe would still be improved. Alright. And the other bit of equipment I want to change up is we're going to find out why I've been hoarding Phoenix Pinions and why I have 19 of them. They actually teach Aiko an ability. They teach her the Eidolon Phoenix. And just like with all the other Eidolons, in addition to teaching the ability, having more of them increases its power. However, Phoenix Pinions affect the Phoenix Eidolon a bit differently than the other items do. Because you see, first of all, let's quick grab this. We have the Yellowstone. Because you see, Phoenix, when you summon it, it does a whole bunch of fire damage to all enemies, but it also revives any member of your party that's knocked out when you summon it. Alright, we open this chest, we get an ether, and we open this chest. This isn't a chest, but it contains the green stone anyway. Now, instead of increasing its power, like the amount of fire damage it does, or causing it to revive people with more health, having more Phoenix Pinions actually does something very special. The way it works is, there is a chance that when every member of your party is knocked out, and Aiko is in your party, there is a small chance that Phoenix will show up and rescue you. This chance is determined by how many Phoenix Pinions you have in your inventory. It is the number of Phoenix Pinions you have divided by 255, I believe. And yes, I did just go the wrong way. So having a large number of Phoenix Pinions increases the chance that you will essentially get a mulligan when you screw up and die. So that can actually be extremely useful, but of course it only works when Aiko is in your party. It's just one of the benefits that she can bring to your team. Now, of course, even if you have 99 Phoenix Pinions, 299 divided by 256 is a little more than 1/3. I'm not going to be able to do that math off the top of my head. So, at best, you're going to get a chance that's slightly better than 1 in 3, but that still is pretty good for what it does. And there's no limit to the number of times that it can trigger in a single fight. So in very difficult fights, this can also be very useful. However, there is a further gimmick to the way that Phoenix works, which is the reason why I will not actually be able to demo this Eidolon. That gimmick is, if Aiko has fully mastered Phoenix, and you have never summoned it, then the first time that you are knocked out, that your entire party is knocked out while Aiko is in your party, it will appear 100% of the time to resurrect it. It will only do this once per playthrough, and only if you have not summoned it the normal way. Now watch me be embarrassingly wrong, because I haven't actually tested this, I've just been told this, so now watch me find out the hard way when I try to demo this that it doesn't actually work. So that will actually be the way that I demo Phoenix. And, if we climb all the way up here, we get the blue stone. You may be wondering why I walked all the way to the end of the area, left the area, re-entered the area, and then walked all the way back over here to collect the blue stone when I already had the other 3. Well, the answer for why I did that is actually, it's a secret. It's a very important part of my master plan, and I definitely didn't forget where the blue stone was and have to backtrack for it. Absolutely not. And I resent the accusation. Stop looking at me like that. Anyway, if we deposit our last stone, something came out from the back. A moonstone. Despite being a gem, the Moonstone is not actually associated with any summon magic. It teaches a few useful abilities. It will also be useful in synthesis later. Also, I really should have replaced the Kashusha a while ago. Also, yep, there's no overlap between Dagger and Aiko's summoning abilities. Dagger cannot learn to summon Fenrir. I'm switching her over to the Barrette. And yeah, we only have one Magician Robe, don't we? I didn't mean to do that, but it didn't change anything. Right? Yeah, we've largely mastered the abilities that we can learn at this point. How close is she to leveling up? Not close at all. Alright. But now that we've backtracked for the thing that I forgot about, we can go this way. Yeah, Aiko is interesting because she has significantly fewer summons than Dagger does, but her summons are all, or not all, but a lot of her summons are in one way or another kind of weird. So the first example we've seen is Phoenix, which will occasionally show up and rescue you when you're in danger of being killed. Fenrir actually has a gimmick to it, which is if the item in Aiko's accessory slot is, I believe it's a Lapis Lazuli, but I may have that wrong, it will use a different ability rather than using the Terrestrial Rage Earth attack that we've seen it use. And the other summon, one of the other summons that she will get has a similar gimmick. So her summons are not really better or worse, they're just kind of different. They're more gimmicky, whereas Dagger's, the vast majority of Dagger's summons just straight up cause damage to all enemies of one element. And you may wonder why I'm running back and forth out here. It's because there's another friendly enemy. I'll shoot you guys both with Flyra. And they're retaliating with Thundera. Of course, they're picking on the White Mage. Not that it really did much of anything. Not summoning Phoenix, and I forgot that I don't have Fenrir equipped. I can summon Rama. No point in managing their HP, since obviously Quina isn't in the party, so we can't either. And one of them is already dead, and we already hit the other one pretty hard. This is gonna be overkill. This is just gonna be slight overkill. But then again, overkill is fun sometimes. Alright, and Vivi's about to level up. I believe he's already in his level up gear though, because there are no new abilities for him to learn. And we have giant beetles. Yay. Very impressive. It's clearly a very damaging ability. Next, just heal everyone and then Aiko may as well just attack. I mean, it won't do anything, but it doesn't cost anything. That's the downside to having two White Mages. Your damage dealing potential is a bit limited. And while summoning is cool, it burns through the MP kind of fast. $20 damage. You show him, Aiko. Is it just me, or did that camera angle look really weird? Oh, that actually did real damage. Also, the sound effect for that attack they just used is so muted, I keep thinking that it missed. I keep thinking that it's playing the attack missed sound effect rather than doing the regular attack sound effect. And they're gone. And Dagger leveled up anyway. Well, it's not much of an issue. Let me see how Aiko is for abilities. I haven't been paying much attention. Right. Looks fine to me. One more encounter, and if it's not the friendly enemy, then I'll just cut the recording and cut back in when I actually encounter it. Okay, so go ahead and watch me kill these guys before I skip ahead. Ah, it's these guys again. No, I have plenty of energy restoring items. Just hit them with bio. You know, do some real damage. Yep, that took him down in one hit. Vanish won't save you from that, man. Also, I don't remember whether or not I said this before, but now that Zidane has counterattack, one of the effects of the spirit stat, other than affecting how quickly one's trance gauge charges, is that characters with a higher spirit stat are more likely to counterattack if they have the counter. So, that's actually fairly useful. Still less useful than the other stats are for most characters, but it at least has something. Anyway, I'm gonna disappear for a second. I'll be back when we encounter the friendly enemy. Yes! Yeah, I've been at this for a while. I've been at this for quite a while. Oh, we have ore to give him. You may notice VV's trance gauge is empty now. So that happened. Yeah, he got knocked into trance again. So, yeah. Anyway, we can pretend I didn't say that. Anyway, we can give this guy his ore, we can get this one completed. Yeah. Thanks. Then he tells us the next one we're supposed to find is Nymph, which is actually relatively nearby. We get 20 ability points. And Aiko masters everything, and we get an elixir. That's nice. Well, that's the wrong character. I want to change Aiko's equipment. Let's see, let her keep the extension. Actually, I really don't want to change her equipment. Alright. And there's also Chocobo footprints. I believe that it's possible to reach that chocograph we were trying for earlier from this set of footprints. Of course, that's what I thought about the last footprints, so I could be completely full of crap again. Okay, nothing here. Let's actually open the chocograph menu. Faraway Lagoon is the one we want. Alright. What if we go through here? We can't go through this way. Or this way. So, unless there's another beach on this island that I don't see, I am again completely full of crap. Well, let's check over here quick a second. Nope, I am indeed completely full of crap. We actually can't reach it from here, apparently. I thought we could. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, that is what we're going to do. Let's get off of the chocobo and go in here. And have a random encounter first. Because Lord knows we haven't had enough of those. Right, summoning Rama. Just because I can. And Zidane will actually probably finish off the troll. And we have yet another random encounter. What is it with the encounter rate in this area? And it's one goblin mage by himself. This is a letdown. Well, at least we can kill him quickly. And this is the place. This is my home. Madane Sari. I think that's how you pronounce that. You live here? It's a pile of rubble. Dagger? What happened here? This place is in ruins. You're in Madane Sari, the village of lost summoners, and it is apparently populated by Mughals. Where's Mog? No, Mog got eaten? Mog! And Mog is appropriately contrite. Zidane, follow me. Get to work, you guys. Mog, you stay here with me. Did that Moogle go inside your dress? Yep, Mog always stays with me. Zidane, come sit over here. Hey, tell me more about yourself. Tell me... Sure, I want to know more about you too, Aiko. Really? For instance, the Eidolon. And Aiko rattles off a whole long list of questions. No, what I want to know is... And she rattles off even more questions. I've never met anyone like you before. Dagger? What's wrong? You look dazed. Oh, it's nothing. You have a fever? Ah! You're fine. Hey, are you jealous? Why would I be jealous? Are you and Dagger really just friends? Seems like you guys are something more. Just ignore that. I don't know if that will show up on the recording, but my phone just vibrated. Well, yeah, we're more than friends. So, what are you guys? We're a team. A team? Yeah. Vivi's also a part of the team. Hey, where did he go? Is it sort of like me and the Moogles? Something like that. All clean, Kupo. Thanks, Mocha. Or Mocha. I'll be right there. I'm gonna start cooking. You have to come eat at my place later, okay? Hey, free food. There's still stuff I want to ask her. Let's accept her invitation. Okay. I'll call you when the food's ready. Don't go too far. Then we have some active time events. And over here we have a Stellazio, Libra. Libra was a perverse fellow. He would always walk in the opposite direction of the sun. Would he ever see Virgo? And there's Vivi. What's up? Is something wrong? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking. Well, try not to think too much. Get some rest. Okay, thanks, Zidane. Now, despite this being a city full of Moogles, I don't actually believe there's a save point in here. And we have an active time event, Aiko's Feelings. Thanks for cleaning. You guys did a great job. A clean house worthy of hosting my hero, Zidane. But here's where the real challenge begins. I don't think Zidane and Dagger are dating yet. Dagger has been slow to catch on to Zidane's moves. That's one way of putting it. That means there's plenty of time for me to get between them. I'm gonna cook lots of yummy food and show Zidane what a good homemaker I am. Kupo, it might work if you cooked good food. But Aiko screws up a lot when she cooks. We don't have much food in stock right now. I know, that's why I can't screw up. You're all gonna help me. No! They're clearly very opposed to this. I'm gonna cook my specialty, rock-fisted potato stew. Yeah, I think I need another dish. What do you guys think? How about some fish? Fresh fish tastes great barbecued. That sounds good. Okay, our menu is rock-fisted potato stew and barbecued fish. Let's see. Who should go fishing? Let's have Mocha go fishing. And Chimomo goes to dig up the potatoes. And that leaves this one in the kitchen. I have no idea whether or not I did that correctly, but let's just go with it. Grandpa, I don't want to be alone anymore. Help me do this right. Anyway, as I was getting to before I was so rudely interrupted by the active time event, this video has already gone on pretty long, and so this is actually going to be the end for this part. So, thank you all for watching, I love you all, and I will see you next time.